This video is an important Cardano announcement and SundaeSwap announcement video, plus the future of Cardano over the next 6 months. We've now entered the growth phase for Cardano, moving away from just launching smart contracts and all the technical stuff to actually now having working applications, which it does have some already, but really the big launches are yet to come, and they're coming really in Q1 2022 and starting this month. We have a Twitter thread from SundaeSwap that really details exactly what we can expect from Cardano and that application as it goes online. Some may not like this, but you need to know what's happening right now and over the next few months as Cardano scales up. As with everything on Cardano, it's slow and steady. The Moon Boys are not going to like this, but if you've been following Cardano for any amount of time, you know this is the ADA way. Let's get right into the video then, and I'm just going to go over to the price for right now. So what we can see, obviously, we've had a huge sell-off in crypto, and this is market-wide, risk off. And this is fine. This happens. There are market cycles, and we can invest through them, dollar cost averaging during these times when prices are a lot lower. Obviously, the fundamentals don't change as much as the price. So Cardano at really like $1 right now, right, which has been huge support in the past for Cardano. So you can see the price over on Bybit. It doesn't look good, right? There's no way that you can dress this up to say that this is in somehow, a good chart. But what we can see is obviously $1 is a level that is huge support for Cardano. And I suspect it might be. We're seeing the asset prices or risk asset prices, we're getting a little pump in the price. And I know a lot of people are maybe asking, should they kind of have a short-term trade on Cardano, considering there are so many applications launching? Is there going to be a bit of hype that they can trade around? I would suggest just being really careful at the moment, because the market in general is in a risk-off mode. And that means any potential bids and pumps will get sold into. That's just what's happening. You can see that really in the market in general, is that it really is just very weak right now in terms of risk assets. We may have seen a massive sell-off on kind of the bottom. We may kind of move up slowly from here. But obviously, until we get more information about really how interest rates are going and all the macro stuff, the market can be more confident to bid up. For now, I think it's still going to be a very rocky road overall for Cardano as well, just because of the wider market. So that's where I see the price right now, but we'll get into SundaeSwap. If you haven't got a Bybit account yet, which you saw me using, you can sign up for an account and get a deposit bonus if you're a new customer. Just put some assets on account and you can get up to $4,000 as a deposit bonus. So I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check that out. So let's get to SundaeSwap. Also, just a quick update on my course before we get into that. I've recorded about 16 new videos for the course. If you're a course member already, these will be coming for free for you at the end of January. So we've got about 16 videos recorded already. I'm going to be doing about 25 probably videos or more that are going to be added to the course for free for existing users. The price does go up when that course content is added though. So if you want to check out the course and our private communities, I'll leave that link in the description as well. Coming to SundaeSwap, they kind of came out with this article over the weekend. And really, this is just to set expectations on what is going to be happening on their DEX. So obviously, they've had their DEX on the testnet for a while, and now they're going to be moving this over to the mainnet. And from what I can see, they're basically ready to go. And they're going to be turning it on pretty much in the coming days, I would assume. Now, this kind of exposes something about the Cardano blockchain itself that people should be aware of. And for me, this is not a surprise, because obviously with all the research I've done on Cardano, I know the scaling is really coming now, and it's not there now. It's coming really in 2022 and forward. So SundaeSwap are really saying that when the DEX launches, essentially the blockchain, the Cardano blockchain, doesn't have the scale or will not have the scale to really launch this DEX and complete everyone's orders like you would expect on something like Uniswap on Ethereum, which has been going for years. So just to read this out, to be as transparent as we can, we want to inform you that while orders, including swapping, providing liquidity into the liquidity pools, may take days to process. Days, right? So just imagine if you are trading and you're like, right, I'm going to trade. Oh, I'll just wait till Wednesday for that to go through. Hopefully the price doesn't change. So yeah, it may take days to process. Everybody's orders will be processed fairly and in the order that they were received and executable. It's also possible to cancel your orders, of course. Although we expect this backlog during the first few days of the protocol, we're very confident that the protocol can meet the normal day-to-day load once things settle down. So essentially what they're saying here is, obviously when SundaeSwap is a massive dApp, it's probably the most hyped up dApp, the most well-known dApp coming to Cardano, including all of the other DeFi ones, but SundaeSwap is really the main one. So what they're saying is there's just so many people that want to use this. And of course, people are going to want to try it out and actually swap tokens, even though they wouldn't usually swap tokens. And the Cardano blockchain itself just hasn't got the scale, they think, to really process all of these transactions during the first few days. And of course, they need to come out with this now because of all the inevitable FUD that just surrounds Cardano from all of the other kind of market participants. So this is obviously not ideal. We would love Cardano to just have massive scale right now, but it doesn't. And actually, that isn't a surprise. But I'll just read what else I've highlighted. Basically, this will be coming, throughout Q1 2022. Demand surge will result in network congestion, but over time this will be further improved as IOG, so they run Cardano, implements a planned series of improvements and enhancements to scale the Cardano network throughout 2022. If you follow Cardano and do research, you'll know that really the Goguen era was the smart contracts era. So that happened back at the tail end of last year where, smart contracts came on and everyone thought, oh, we've got smart contracts now, we can just be like Ethereum. Well, that's not the case. So scaling is the era that we're in now. And there are many different ways to scale. You can have side chains and obviously layer 2 solutions. And then on the base layer on Cardano, obviously those parameters can be increased. So the block size can be increased, and that is happening. We're in the scaling era right now, and like with everything, Cardano does things very slow, very steady, and really they have taken a decision to basically not have massive scale when they first launch all of these dApps and just do it very slowly. And so that will obviously mean that if a ton of people are coming to the most hyped dApp in the Cardano ecosystem, SundaeSwap think that essentially they are going to have some issues initially with the amount of transactions that they have to process. So just like every other blockchain as well, and Ethereum as well, with the EIP, whatever it is, you have CIP or SIP on ADA. These are improvement proposals. So you have 31, 32, and 33. These are all kind of getting worked on right now, and they will reduce the size of transactions, meaning that you can have more throughput. So you may be thinking, how useful is a DEX if I want to trade and it doesn't go through in 3 days? Obviously, no use whatsoever, really, in reality, apart from just having a bit of fun. That is obviously not good news if you're thinking along the lines of this is a working product right now. But I just want to explain kind of the difference of Cardano compared to some other applications that you might want to think about. This isn't like a dig at any other application or anything like that. This is just the situation as I see it. So you obviously have Ethereum, which is at scale right now. But here's the big problem with Ethereum. You have to pay $50 to $100 to send a transaction. If anyone is under the impression that that is normal and a good thing, you are obviously crazy, right? To think that paying $50 just to transact is somehow a good thing. Now, I'm not saying that Ethereum is bad. I'm invested in Ethereum, and I understand that Ethereum is not a finished product. We also have ADA, which has much lower transaction fees. You're talking, depending on load, maybe $1, maybe $2 or something like that, obviously in ADA. But you don't have the scale, right? So ADA doesn't have the scale. Then you have, I'm not going to put AVAX, I'm going to put SolunaVax. So that's kind of, the other solutions. Again, no shade here. I'm invested in most of these because I understand that we're not in finished product mode yet. So something like Avalanche, just to pick them out, what they decided to do was essentially say, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to centralize our blockchain. So we're going to have a number of validators. It's going to be way less than Ethereum. We're going to have far fewer validators. We're going to centralize our blockchain because we want scale and cheap first. We want scale and cheap first, and we want dApps now. So we want to draw people in. We want to get this 50 to 100 down to like a couple of dollars. And we want to centralize our blockchain because we want to be first, and we want to get our dApps on first, and we want to get our scale first. It is a business plan, and I totally understand it. ADA just isn't doing it that way. What they're saying is we want decentralization first, and we're not compromising on that. We have 3,000 stake pools and growing, and that's uncompromisable for ADA. What they give up is initial scale. That's what they're giving up. So which one is right and which one is wrong? Neither. They're just different ways of doing things. ADA has said, we want to be decentralized. That is the value proposition of a blockchain. That is what we have, and we are not compromising on that. And we will scale up over time. That will be happening this year. Solunavac's kind of different. We're going to centralize the blockchain, get scale first, and then try and decentralize, over time. I wouldn't say there's right and wrong here. There's different business models and different business plans. And we as investors can choose which one we prefer to invest in, or both of them. We don't have to choose one or the other. Another thing that you might hear me talking a lot about as well is something called ZK rollups or other scaling solutions that are coming to Ethereum. Really excited about those on the Ethereum side of things as well. So you've got ZK rollups, which are technology that most people agree is really the end game for scaling of blockchains. This is coming throughout 2022 and probably towards the end of 2022 this year, when it really kind of gets scale and comes to market in a big way. But this is being worked on both for Ethereum, and also Cardano are working on ZK rollups as well, but they have other things. They have side chains, layer 2 as well, different solutions. But yeah, a lot of different scaling solutions are in the works, and they are going into many different chains. So this is all coming. And like I said, whether you get scale first and then have to decentralize later, or if you just have a centralized blockchain and you don't care about decentralization, obviously as investors, we can choose which one we want to support overall, or just have a collection of them as a portfolio. As for ADA and SundaeSwap, like I said, I think there's going to be a huge amount of FUD surrounding the launch and not being able to kind of transact the way that you would want to. But I think overall, it's a really good development that we basically have the biggest working DEX on Cardano amongst many others. But also, like I said, we're in a kind of a macro risk off mode right now. So any kind of bids up to the price, just be very careful day trading this, because we're just risk off, and asset prices really, when they pump, seem to be getting dumped on a little bit. There's going to be some volatility, and it's pretty hard to day trade in any case right now. So yeah, just an update on the course, obviously. Tons of videos coming, like 15, 20, 25 videos. Most of them recorded already. These will be for free for existing users. The price is going to go up at the end of January. The new content is coming very soon for all of you guys that are already in the course, and in the private Discord groups as well. I've been keeping you guys up to date. If you do want to get up to $4,000 deposit bonus on Bybit, I'll leave that link in the description as well. I'm James, it's MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.